Following their year, I think, here on BBC Breakfast, best of luck to all of them, and thanks to them for being so honest about what they've been facing and how they look ahead over the next 12 months.
Time now is 9:44. You might remember John Lister, the 101-year-old who appeared on Breakfast Before Christmas. His story captured the hearts of many around the world.
He told us how lonely he felt after losing his wife, which led to the delivery of tens of thousands of Christmas cards from well-wishers.
Well, sadly, this morning we're reporting that John has passed away. We'll be speaking to John's carer, Marsha, in just a moment. First, though, Graham Satchell can remind us of his remarkable story.
We first met John on this programme last month. He was an artilleryman, a veteran of the D-Day landings. John told us about his wife, how they'd been married for 70 years, how he missed her after she died of COVID-19.
I do get lonely.
You feel lonely?
I'm getting used to it.
The care home asked people to send John a Christmas card. They arrived from all over the country, all over the world, more than 15,000 in total.
Hi, John. Good to see you.
Dear John, we saw you on Breakfast TV and we thought we would send you a card to cheer you up. Christmas is a very difficult time for lots of people. Sending hugs. What do you think to all the cards that you've had, John?
I'm just thank people, that's all I do.
Yeah, and that's enough, John. Just to see you smiling again, that's enough. Thank you for your service.
John died in hospital last week. He was 101. His carers say he was deeply moved by the cards and gifts he received, would read them till late at night, and that he wasn't lonely at the end.
Well, we're joined now by John's carer, Marsha Hughes, along with Binu Augustin as well, who is the manager at the care home. Thank you so much, because I appreciate, Marsha, it's an emotional time for you. It was such a beautiful story, and we're very grateful to you that you brought it to our attention in the first place. How are you feeling?
It's been very, very upsetting time for everybody. Yes, he was a great gentleman.
Can you just give us an idea about what those last few weeks of his life were like when he started to feel the kindness, the good wishes coming in from all over the world, and see the response to your initial appeal?
He described himself as feeling elated. He was very, very moved and touched by some of the messages that were in the letters and cards. From children, from people of his older generation as well. From serving and retired servicemen. He was just so touched by everybody's thoughts and well wishes.
Yeah, Marsha, we've seen some of the images there as John's looking at and hearing the messages from people. I can only imagine what that must have been like. Was there a point, can you describe for us, Marsha, was there a point where, the story went out there, and you never know how people are going to react, do you? And then suddenly, these messages start coming in. These bags of cards and well-wishes start coming in. And what was that like when you realised something quite extraordinary was happening?
It was quite a shock. It was amazing to feel the love that poured in through those cards, the wishes. People's stories, people's own troubles. It was, it's been a real eye-opener. It's been amazing.
Binu, it puts a spotlight, doesn't it, on loneliness, and it's clear that your staff at the care home go the extra mile to look after your residents, but even in that kind of caring environment, people can still feel lonely, particularly with the loss of their loved one, their best friend. And it's how you manage that. It's a real challenge.
Yes, John and Ella came to stay at with us in late 2019. Sadly, we lost Ella during the March COVID outbreak. Ever since, it's been a challenge to look after the elderly, but Marsha, between us, what we've done is actually provided one-to-one care in their rooms when they're in isolation. Unfortunately, there are some restrictions in the visiting, which we managed quite well as well. Going back to John, John was, and he still is, an inspiration to all of our lives. He touched so many of us during his stay with us. As Marsha said, it is a really sad week for us.
I tell you what I'm thinking as well, Marsha, and you tell me, because everyone reacts differently to these things, don't they? But as John's passed away, I don't know what you're left with in terms of your memories. I know it's a very sad time, and then you start to think, I'm looking through about John's life, that extraordinary life he had with Ella, who sadly died, shortly before him. But married for almost 70 years they were together and living to that amazing age. It is sometimes, it's lonely right at the end, and these letters and messages will have helped a lot. It is worth celebrating a life. We can see the pictures of him there. It is a time, I don't know about you, where you have to think about what an extraordinary life he had as well.
It's, oh crumbs. It's, his life was amazing. He had a fantastic life. He lived life to the full. I'm just so proud to have been part of that life, even just a very short little part of it. And for him to be able to tell his story now in this way is just wonderful. It's a fantastic legacy for him to leave behind, sharing his wisdom and his life like this. I'm so proud to be part of it. Sad as well.
Yeah,
but so proud.
Lots of tributes for him, of course. But you know what? You and your fellow staff there in that home, you deserve the tributes as well, because everyone knows that you're doing extraordinary work for people at the most difficult time. So, everyone's full of respect for you too, Marsha.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Binu, thank you for your time this morning, and really appreciate